true. I still don't have anything. And it's go time. I feel like Wedding Crashers. Mom, bring the chicken pot pie. Or what was that?
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, Mom. Meatloaf, Mom. That's what happens in my office. We don't have the little telecom. Hey, would you come in my office? I just yell. Um, all right. Blanca, Janine, Rick, good morning. It needs to it's coming. All right. I'm ready for it. You guys all ready for convention? There's a buzz around the office, by the way. David already came to town. He came up from Florida. Uh,
He brought the buzz.
crashed the office here in the morning. Christian, how you doing, by the way? How's business?
Everything's good. Good morning.
How you doing helping families?
We're doing good, Jeff. We're doing good. Not as many families as we would want, but we're getting there.
Hopefully it's never exactly what you wanted. Hopefully there's always a higher level of where you're trying to get to. So we got so many great things. So look, everyone, we're going to start in just a minute or two. Just want to give a couple of you. There's so many new people on here. Love to have you meet a couple of them. I don't know if you guys have met. Let's see who we have on here that you may not have met before. I don't know if you guys have met Jax. I don't know if she's ready to speak on the call. I didn't tell her. Mariana. I don't know if either one of them are ready to introduce themselves. Man, thank you.
Hey, good morning.
Right in the nick of time. Right in the nick of time. Nice.
Good morning, Jeff. I can speak for my wife, Jack. My son he's sick. And nobody got any sleep last night. She's getting herself
Gosh,
ready.
is that Amelie's fault? Because I know
No,
there was some health issues last week there. Trading it, Dylan, in the households.
No, she didn't spread it to us. We took
Hey, tell us a little, just 1 second. Just tell us a little bit about you and Jax, just so people are going to get a chance to see you next week. But you guys are, some of the great new business partners coming in.
Yeah, so we've been in business together for 7 years. We've been doing it side by side together. Never been entrepreneurs before, never built anything before, did not come from financial services. I've always been in like some sort of management role. My background was actually grocery retail, and then I worked in a grocery store for 13 years, retired, and then went back to school, college, got a couple degrees and certificates in sustainable agriculture and horticulture. And when my wife has always been a creative, she's always started and stopped so many different amazing projects, completely transformed the art scene in our hometown in little beach town in North County, San Diego. And she was a photographer. She's done so many different, like just really cool projects. But then we got introduced to this industry as clients, and we sat down with Amelie Dabin when she was a senior associate with shaky in the presentation and didn't even know what she was doing, but she helped us financially, which we needed. And she didn't close the door on us there. She kept inviting us to get licensed and plug in and actually do the business. And we've been side by side partners ever since then, and it's just been a blessing. So
that's awesome. Can you come a couple days early and help me start my organic garden for the convention?
Yeah, if any of your plants are dying and you don't know why, just call me. It happens all the time.
Barrett, good morning, Barrett. Would you introduce yourself to everyone just for a minute before we get started?
Good morning. Yep, my name is Barrett Cummins. I live in the North Olympic Peninsula in Washington. So it's beautiful. I've started this business 4.5 years ago. And Mariana introduced me to some concepts that I desperately needed for myself. And I was just so impressed with the simplicity of breaking down complex subjects that be honest, my financial planner in 20 plus years had never spent the time to explain to me. And so I just realized that there were so many more people in my network that needed the same. And when she offered to hold my hand and get me through licensing and mentor me, I took her up on it.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. What's your background before you came to the financial industry?
I was a professional snowboarder.
Yes, you were. And,
Yeah.
but you weren't just an average professional snowboarder, were you?
No, thanks for putting me on the spot.
What's your highlight reel look like?
Highlight reel. So I had, I've really 10 solid years of competing professionally. And I had, for a long time, had the most X Games medals. And was part of the first Olympic snowboard team that went to Japan for the Olympics in Nagano, 1998. And I was already in my 20s by then, so you guys can do the math. But a professional athletic career it's high earning years for a short period of time. Snowboarding, obviously not on the scale of, major mainstream sports, but I knew that it was kind of beyond that. I needed transition plans and I needed to figure out how to make that money that I had managed to save last, but also, you set the bar that high as an athlete, then you still want to achieve. And I had never imagined that my next big goals professionally would be in financial services because I was the one that needed the help. But that really, this has been such a great opportunity to exercise all those competitive, the competitive spirit, but also truly have an impact in a more in a more beneficial way to people than just showing off on a snowboard.
Well, congratulations. That's cool. I
Thank
mean,
you.
you ate some humble pie before the call this morning. You're an Olympic athlete, and you know what I mean? And you're like, well, get a little
Well,
snow
it seems
here or
like
there.
it's very distant, but it is part of my story, and it's
It's a great part of your story.
yeah.
Andre keeps bragging about his skateboarding. I haven't seen him on a skateboard ever. I don't even know if he can balance on one anymore. Is that right? Hey. No,
My son is a professional snowboarder, and my husband is too. So
wow.
it's in the family, and yeah, it's definitely the lifestyle that we want to continue to contribute to. We want to contribute to the industry, but what better way than to help people not make all the mistakes I did, and to help a lot of independent contractors, athletes, and otherwise set themselves up with benefits plans and saving strategies that will make sure that they don't run out of money and they are protected.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. And will you be out here next week also? Will people get to meet you in person?
Yes, I'm really looking
Should they
forward
bring
to
their
it.
snowboards so you can sign them?
No.
When they
Oh
run
yeah, if they want me to sign
Are we
one.
going to see a whole bunch of people in June carrying snowboards around in Georgia?
I don't know. Have you set up a dry slope training center at your estate?
I don't even know what that
yet?
is. I'm just trying to get Dylan to set me up an organic herb garden. So let's one thing at a time.
Yeah,
there.
we'll talk about the skate
Yeah,
ramp.
yeah.
and
One thing at a time. Well, cool. This is good. I'm going to do this a little bit on these calls, you guys. I'm going to jump into the meeting, but I just, as we keep attracting more and more high caliber, high quality people, I want to introduce you, get you a chance to meet them, because our crew and our company is getting more and more dynamic every day. And we got such high quality, high caliber people. Our leaders that have been here from the beginning and the ones that continually join every day just increase the bar on what it is we're doing. So, hey, I want to take a minute. We got so much excitement. I don't want to, I'll let John ruin the surprises. He's really good at that. So we're going to let the anti-Santa Claus here speak for a minute. I don't know if John is there's John on the call. There he is, John. Why don't you take a minute, if you would, and give them a little sneak peek at a couple of the things that they're going to see at convention, what the awards might look like. We got the different size rockets now and some of that stuff. Can you take a minute and share with everybody on the call?
Yeah, absolutely. I got one of the rockets actually right over my shoulder here on the shelf. This is one of the bigger ones that go out, and there's a smaller size as well. So this is going to be really cool. It's all laser printed with Vantage and Ascend on it. Super excited about that. The whole office is full of rockets right now and helmets and all sorts of stuff. It's a disaster area in here right now, and that's on top of Monday. They come in and do the install on the rest of the Advantage experience throughout the hallways. We have a whole crew in here on Monday. And there's some things going on today that we won't talk about until the meeting that are really cool. I was just out there with the guys doing it, and it was, we got 15 bombshells. If you guys knew what Jeff and I knew, you would be loading up buses right now and getting every last person to the event. These bombshells are big time. They're going to change the game. They really are. I have my favorite too, but all 15 of them are really powerful. And when we come out of this, it is a show of strength. It is a show of force, and we're going to put the industry on notice. And we're taking the whole opportunity to the next level. So I just tell you guys, you're at the right place at the right time, but you've got to get as many people as possible here a week from yesterday, because it'll blow them away. It'll absolutely stretch their vision to a whole other level. And there's some photo ops you're going to have that you're not going to want to miss out on. If you're not here for those photo ops, you're really going to screw up, because we should blow up social media with all the things you're going to see, hear, experience. It's going to be awesome. So that's all I'm going to say, anti-Santa Claus.
I want to show you. Do you have one of the smaller rockets so you can put it next to the big one?
I can grab one. Hold on one second. They're in the other room.
We got a little smarter this year, everybody. You're not going to have to transport back 6 rockets, and where are you going to put them when you get home? So the top 10 people pretty much in the company are going to have all their achievements, the placards on the one big rocket that they're going to take. And then the next 10 people are going to have the other size, that rocket with their achievements on it. And then many of you know that we've got these super cool, look at that. These helmets are badass. The convention's called Ascend, and it just has to do with, raising up your business in your life and going to the next level and challenging yourself to ascend and not settle wherever you're at. So that's going to be the great theme. We've got a lot of other surprises for you. I'm going to go through the agenda a little bit this morning. I think you as leaders of the organization need to see and take a little peek at this and know what's going on and prepare yourself for it. If you give me a minute, I'm going to share this with all of you, and let's just see where we are here. Good. So hopefully you could see this on your screens. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek in some of it. There we go. Yeah. So let's start with Thursday, okay? Everybody, just so you know, I've got a handful of the top leaders that we've got a leadership luncheon. I'll let you know that the actual location is still yet to be determined for next Thursday from 11 to 2. Christian Cazeta, Mika, Trey Turner, Trisha Vaughn, LJ, Dave Henning, Ebert, Andre Genovese, Mike, and I don't think Albert will be here yet. He's not quite officially here with us yet. So, but for everybody, the whole field, whoever's in early, the day early on Thursday, is invited to the headquarters. We're going to be doing a lot of super cool things between 3 and 5. It's not a long amount of time. It's a short period of time. But for 2 hours, people are going to have these tremendous photo ops at our building, at our office, down the Hall of Fame that we're building from scratch. It's just, look, it's the start of something great. And there's just so many things you'd want pictures with and to absolutely blow up your social media with. And that's going to be Thursday from 3 to 5. Towards the end, closer to 5, Dave Henning and his team is going to run an actual BPM, a business presentation meeting at headquarters. So if you have any local guests or you meet somebody while you're in town, I think LJ likes to come to meetings about 2 weeks ahead of time also. Just kidding, LJ. He always comes in early to events by a few days. But, if you're in town or you have connections and people here, you can invite them to the home office. They don't have to have a ticket to the event or anything, but they can just come and be part of the energy around the home office. It's going to be a totally buzzing that day. And Dave, do you know when you're actually going to do the overview? Is it going to be right at 5 at the end, or is it?
Yeah, we'll do it right at 5.
Okay, so it's right at 5 o'clock that Thursday, everybody, and that's it for the day for almost everybody. Now, if you're a marketing director or above, and you guys, unfortunately, I got to hold the standard on this because there's only so much room. I can't fit the whole convention at my estate, but at Providence Estate, we are the MDs and up that night are going to have just a little meet and greet reception. We are going to have beverages there and entertainment, but we are not going to have dinner there for everyone because it's too big of a moving target. We don't know if there's going to be 50 people or 150 people, and it's just too hard to plan that. We'll have some finger foods maybe and stuff, but we'll have beverages, tasty beverages, as Mike Wilson says, and maybe some of the adult kind of beverages there. But that's 7 to 10 o'clock the night before. I want everyone to get to know each other and to bond. I think the quality of any company and the team is the relationships at the top. So everyone, marketing director and above, is invited 7 to 10 o'clock. If you can Uber there, great. You can imagine if 100 people show up with 100 cars, we're going to have a parking issue a little bit. And we just had a wedding at the property this last weekend, and literally there was a little bit of a parking issue. They had 150 people there and lots of cars. So if you're at a local hotel, which by the way, there is one of the hotels that's on the advertisement. It's what is it? It's a Hilton. John, what's the name of the one right across the street? Home to Suites.
The Home to Suites. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It's Home to Suites. It's right across the street from our event center. So if any of you are not renting a car and you're not getting transportation, you're Ubering from the airport or whatever, that's the hotel that's walkable across the street. You just walk across the street and you're at the event center. So it's super, super close. But even from there, Ubering's a great idea. Carpooling is a wonderful idea. So just know we'll get you the address for that night, but you guys are in charge of not letting it out to everybody that a brand new associate's coming. Make people qualify for stuff, especially coming to my home. That's a pretty special thing. And this is the last time it'll be such a low bar, meaning MD and above. You're going to have to actually have accomplished quite a bit, earned quite a bit, and produced quite a bit to be in one of my personal homes with me. But everyone MD and above is invited for that night. Okay. Next day, the show begins. Doors open from 8 to 9, meet and greet. Used to be called Mozone. We're just calling it meet and greet. We're going to start dead on at 9 a.m. Armand McCarroll is going to be our first MC. New $300,000 earner, soon to be $500,000 earner. He's going to run. We're going to have Debt Navigator up first, you guys. It is, if you remember Debt Mastery, or not Debt Mastery, what was it? Debt America? People need help out of debt. Unfortunately, those guys were keeping all the money and giving our agents 1%. You can triple that at least. Paid in our grid, you get points, you get credit, all that great stuff. On our website, become an ambassador. They're going to be there. Our 3 major carriers, Quantum for all of our annuities, are going to be there. We have National Life Group and F&G, our 2 top life carriers. They're going to be in attendance. We got some of our top producers. We got Marla Reddick. And if you know people on your team, their names show up in here, let them know they're speaking. We're going to get you today, not for the 5-minute speakers or 7-minute speakers, but if you're 15 minutes or more, we'll send you a template to drop your PowerPoint into, and then bring it on a flash drive or email it back to Melissa, whoever sends you the template beforehand, so we can get, if you have a PowerPoint, if you're gonna freestyle it and get up there and just rip and roar, that's fine too. And if you have, there's a huge LED wall. It's like the biggest one you will have seen at an event in a long time at our event center. So Marla Reddick, Melvin Singleton, Maria Munoz, and Elisa Manalili be speaking there from 11:05 to 11:30. Armand McCarroll is going to talk to everyone about building a financial services business. He's been in the financial field for many years and does a great job of it. And then we have the money lady. I'm proud of this lady. She's an author, couple times over. She's going to be one of our first guest speakers at this event. And just not only is she a powerful woman in business, but she's been in the financial industry for a lot of years. She's dominated in a predominantly male-dominated business, and wrote a couple great books that are going to help all of you. So she's going to close out that section, and then we're going to go to lunch for about an hour and a half. If you are a $100,000 earner in this business, I know you may have made it somewhere else, or you might have a technology business that you make a couple bills in Vantage. If you got one of these rings or you qualified, you're invited to a luncheon at that time on premise. We're going to have a special room for all the $100,000 earners and the raffle winners. The people that registered early all got entered into a raffle. We've already advertised it. It might still be on the website. You get to come with all the $100,000 earners to the luncheon, and we're going to have a couple guest speakers at that event. Everyone else is on their own for lunch. We are working on maybe bringing Chick-fil-A in or something, so that somebody there, a taco truck may pull up. We're working still on the details. We're trying to keep as many people on premise as you can. So if you don't have to leave, we don't want you to leave. 1:30, we open back up. Trey Turner's going to get up talking about our crusade and what we do for families, setting the tone for the whole second session. And then he'll MC that afternoon from 1:50 to 2:20. We got more top producers: Susana Fuentes, Liz Todorovich, Raymond Rojas, and Pao Tao. 2:30 to 2:50. You're going to hear about our new health insurance program for all our independent contractors. A lot of people want to bring their spouse and be full-time in this business, but the spouse is at Home Depot, Walmart, Starbucks just to get health insurance. We got that problem solved. And you're going to hear from Curtis Johnson about our Vantage Health program. From 3:05 to 3:15, serving the client, we got Amelie Babin. Many of you will be hearing from her for the first time, but she's a veteran in this business, has made $250,000 roughly in this industry, and just came with us. 3:15 to 3:30, we got Mika Mitchell-Simmons talking about closing and getting referrals. Then we got our new Chief AI Officer, Yusuf Khatib. He's flying in he's a dual citizen of Romania and Canada. So he'll be coming in and speaking about our AI initiatives. We are going to be on the cutting edge of technology using AI to help us build and run our businesses. We're not going to miss this moment there. We're not going to be old school. We're going to be new school. And then we got another great author and friend of mine, Jim Stoddard, coming to talk about the financial pocket knife. That's his book that he wrote on IULs. And he's also going to talk, I shouldn't blow the surprise, but he is going to talk about our reinsurance program we're starting to work on right now. And we're going to have another form of ownership for all of you. And that's the wheels are already in motion there. And then our very own Trisha Vaughn, top earner, #1 superstar, is going to close out that section from 4:30 to 5. She'll be our keynote closing us out before the gala. Then we're going to have a couple hour break, actually 2.5 hours. The doors will open back up 6:30 to 7:30. Pictures, that's where you come back and just try to get as many photos and document the moment. And then we're going to jump right into the event. We got our great friend Mike Wilson, who's going to be hosting that night for us. And he's going to open up for about 15 minutes and talk about this moment of time that we're in and how we're going to navigate the opportunities and the tumultuous waters of this moment and come out ahead. National anthem, we're still holding tryouts. If anybody knows somebody or has someone on their team that has a beautiful voice and would sing the national anthem for us to get the night started, please let us know. John Benham will get up, state of the company address. He's going to hit the bombshells. Then we're going to go into the awards and recognize you all night long till about 10 o'clock. And we're going to wrap it up at 10.
Hey, Jeff, is that gala attire or is that regular attire? What's the deal that night?
You got on this call probably 5 minutes late. We talked about it, but I will tell you, we are upper scale, I would say business attire, not formal attire. Okay.
Jeff, real quick. Also, can you hit the Assembly International? You didn't mention that. Is it not going to be a part of it?
Oh, it is. Was that not on that last slide?
It was on it. You just jumped over it.
Ah, that's actually one of the bombshells.
Damn it.
We are going to have a chance to be in 43 new countries, probably within 30 days after our convention. You're going to get a chance at the MD meeting to talk to the person that's heading that up and get that information. But we'll make that bombshell announcement that day, everyone. That's going to help you. You're going to be able to do business and build business in 43 additional countries besides the US and Canada. If you can't build in the US, I'm kind of doubting you're going to be real successful internationally. I'm not sure. If you can't write up your neighbor, I doubt you're going to crush it in India or, somewhere else in the world. Maybe you can, though. Who knows? Maybe you just need to be back in your hometown. It's for the upper middle. It's for the upper class and wealthier people in those countries. It's not a grassroots program at this time. It may grow into that over the years, but I'm gonna not steal any of that thunder. I'm gonna keep rolling. There you go. That's what that is. Presenter group 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna break the alphabet down into 4 sections. If your last name is Ada, whatever, you're in presenter group 1. So when we're giving the awards, we'll say, and it's for MDs and up. If you're an MD and up and your last name starts with a B, you're Amelie Babin. Well, you're going to come up in presenter group 1 and help us high five and hand out awards. And then group 2, I'll get the cutoff. I didn't do the math with the letters with the alphabet yet, but you could figure it out. We're divided it in 4, okay? And those will be the presenter groups. All right, back to Saturday, everybody. We're gonna get up. We're not starting at the crack of dawn. You can get up and do your exercise, have your coffee, whatever you do in the morning. We're gonna open the doors between 8:30 and 9. Doors are gonna open, and we're gonna start at 9. Andrea Sorosa is gonna be our MC that day and open us up and take us through the system. And from 9:10 to 9:25, we have Mariana Martinelli covering the system and why we have a system and why you should submit to the system and let the system run your business. If she's on this call, she's finding out about that right this moment. She's also a $250,000 earner that has come over to our business. 9:25 to 9:40, some of our top recruiters. We got this new superstar, rising star, Robbie Hazel. We got Ruben Gomez. If Corey's still trying to work out details getting here. We got a runner-up, Dylan and Jax. Be ready in case. I'm going to try to get you squeezed in there. I'm not sure on Corey, Patricia, Elizalde. And then 9:40 to 10, steps of our system, Pow Tao, the one and only Pow Tao. 10 to 10:30, some of our other top builders focusing on what they're doing to build their businesses. New ring earner, Brian, youngest ring earner in the company, Brian Naranjo. We also have Janine Betancourt, Marcus Bynum, and Blanca Sepulveda in that section. Then we have a power partner section. Bring your spouse, no spouse left behind. We think if you have a power partner, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, someone significant in your life, they need to be there in their seats listening to this section. We have Ryan McGregor, Sam Genovese, Angelica Jean Bart, and we also have Cindy Henning in that section. 11 to 11:30, we have a special guest, Tony Gaskins, the number 1 recruiter in our firm. Nobody in my career have I ever seen someone get 200 personal recruits in 2 months, and that's after we asked him to pump the brakes in his first 2 weeks. In the first 2 weeks, he had 150 recruits. We said, please stop. You're going to blow up the Hennings. They can't even handle. You can't handle the truth. We had to slow him down a little bit so he could build some infrastructure before he unleashes. We believe he could do a couple hundred every single month. And so he's going to be up there for a half hour. He's also a big personality. You'll get to know him when he's there. And then we have Christian Cazeda, our very own superstar, Christian Cazeda, on just building a successful business and all the great tips from 11:30 to 12. He'll be closing out that section. Then lunch on your own, 12 to 1:30. We get into the closing section. I haven't decided on the MC for this section, but we have John Benham opening up, Dan Ebert, David Henning, Andre Genovese, LJ, and then I'm going to close it out. At the end of the event, we're going to have you have the ability to do team breakout meetings. you're probably going to have to pick a corner of the auditorium, and we may have a breakout room or two for a couple of the teams. But you're going to have the opportunity to address your organization, maybe give them a little more recognition. Any questions on the agenda? Are there any items on the agenda people have questions on? By the way, Amelie, she might not know this. Amelie, are you on the call? I think she is.
Sure am.
She probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
There she is. Amelie just got a $22,000. She got a $22,000 cycle today, on top of her $8,000 cycle last week. 30,000 in the last 2 weeks. Just so you know. And she's been. How long you been with us now? A whole 30 days.
About 30 days, yes.
You want to talk about setting a standard of how fast you get going? Andre's got a nice cycle too, about 23 himself, and he's just getting started. So if there's Braden, who you just heard from, got a few grand again. Mariana's got a comma check. There's just a whole bunch of people. Enma Munoz got a $5,000-$6,000 check. Just so many people and new names every single week. And Lisa got another $4,000. It's, you guys, we're on the verge of something great here. People are making bigger income than they've ever made in their entire life. People keep asking me, your comp plan can't be that much better than everyone else's. And I say, well, it might be, but it's not our comp plan. What the real excitement is, and what the real deal is, why people are doing better, is they get over here and they're excited again. They have taken pause where they came from. Maybe they saw something they didn't like. They felt something they didn't like at an event. And the first thing people do when they're uncertain is they pause. They slow down recruiting a little bit. They certainly don't want to bring somebody into a situation that they're not totally comfortable with. And they lose a little bit of that enthusiasm. And guess what? Enthusiasm creates everything. Everything in your life starts with enthusiasm. And if you have genuine, transparent enthusiasm about this business, you attract people. You tend to just be a magnet to people and clients, and you end up building a big business because you got that enthusiasm. And I will tell you, there's a lot of great things going on. Our comp plan is just one of them. Wait do you see the new revised ownership program. When you get there, you're going to see that we have the most generous and flexible ownership program in the entire industry. And that's one of the criticism points of the industry, is that a lot is promised and very little is delivered. We're going to deliver, everybody, but here's the deal. You got to go to work. You cannot, I'm going to keep challenging you. If you've come here from somewhere else, anywhere else in the industry, if you're new, welcome to the industry. You're just going to build and grow this thing as fast as you can. But if you came from somewhere else in the industry, I just want to warn you, don't come here and take a seat and just override. We're not looking for people to come over here and just sit around and override. It's time to build something great. This is your opportunity for a reboot, for a restart, to grasp that the combination of massive new energy. Come on, Danny. Massive new energy into a experienced leadership team with the best comp you've ever probably had and the best ownership. It's not time to just come over here and override because you can make a little more money in overrides. I mean, we need you to come here. Everyone that I talk to, I say, look, don't just come here and do what you used to do. I'm going to personally ask you to come in and tee it up one more time. Just come in with you, bring your experience, your talent, and bring your best. This is your chance. I'm doing it all over again. I just want you to know, I've got my son in the business, and I think you saw that last week. But we've had 2 BPMs week to week, each with 20, 30 people in it live in the office. And guess who did the BPM? This guy right here. I'm up there doing the BPM like the old days. And you know what? If I'm not too cool for school and I can get up there and knock out a BPM, and I'm starting to get back my closing questions and my takeaway at the end. And you know what? It's fun. Is it a lot of work? Sure. But you know what? It's fun too. I'm having a good time doing it one more time. But I'm going to show my son how this is done. And you all can watch too if you'd like to. If you want to observe, I don't know if all of you grew up in an office or in a base shop where somebody taught you really how to do it right. I have no idea. I'm starting to find out some of my veterans that have been around me weren't taught the stuff that I taught. And so I'm willing to reteach. I'm willing to line people up and show them how to do this one more time if you need to. If you don't, great. You prove to me that you know how to do it just by doing it and putting up big numbers. But if I'm willing at my stage of life with my savings, not my income, where I'm my age and my savings level, if I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and personally run some appointments and run some BPMs, I'm not going to do it forever. But you guys have all been part of companies where big guys threaten, I'm going to come back and do it again. Bullshit. None of them did it. Sorry, I think there's a couple babies on this call. I don't mean, if you bring your baby on my call, it's, what's it called? The rating NC 17 or whatever. You should probably, anyway. Baloney. All these guys, I'm going to get back and do it again. No, you're not. So many people said they would, and I was waiting. I'm like, I'm praying. And by the way, it was like with hope. In my last company, I was like, please come back and tee it up again. Show everybody. You keep talking about how great you are and no one's as good as you've ever been. Show us. You still got it? But they never came back and showed it. They just talked about it. It's so easy to talk a game. It's way different to actually do it. So we're doing it here, and you're going to see this thing absolutely blow up across the board. And I think some people are going to do it better than they ever did and bigger than they ever did. And look, there's a lot of people who are excited about what we're doing. I'm going to share something with you. You got to keep this under your hat. This is not an indication of a future partnership or anything else, but I just want to let you know we're endorsed by some big leaders from the industry in this in this industry. I'm going to share one thing with you here real quick, if you don't mind. I think you'll be interested to see it. But watch this. You might know this guy.
Hey, Jeff and John and Vantage Group, it's Monty Holm. I just wanted to say hello to you and congratulate you on all the great things that you're doing at Vantage. I hear such good things. And congratulations on your convention. I wish I could be there with you and just say hello to everybody and give you a hug. I know you've got a lot of great friends and people that I know that are on your team there in your group, and wish you the very best. And I know you've had a lot of experience in the industry, a lot of success in the industry. And I love that you're trying to help families win the money game, become financially independent. That's been our quest since the beginning. That's your continuing quest. So I'm excited for that. Just hello, wish you the best, and hope to see you soon. Have a great convention.
Let's go.
Hey, some of you don't know who that is if you're new here, but he's one of the legends of the industry. Probably worth $500 million. I don't know exactly, but he's one of the guys that made 8 figures for years and years and years in this industry. Started when he was 20 nothing years old, and I think he's in his early 60s now. But he's one of these guys, 40 years in the industry, and has just made tons of money. And so he knows a good thing when he sees it. So anyway.
Hey, and Jeff, one of my favorite Monty stories is his leader told him to come to an event and he couldn't afford to go. This is early in his career. And he says, you got to do whatever it takes to get there or your career will never be what it is. And so he sold his wife's Volkswagen for a few $100s to be able to go to the event. And he went to that event and it changed his life. And when he came home, he never made less than 10 grand ever in a month, ever after that, and became a multi-millionaire. So the only reason I think to bring that up is great. I love Monty's endorsement because I know Monty for a long time as well, since I was 19 years old. But his career would not have been what it was if it wasn't for him making the sacrifice to get to an event. And I think it's a lesson in there because we have, 6 days left. And there's some Monty Holmes and some other great leaders sitting there today that won't become Monty Holmes or great leaders if you guys don't get them there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've talked to a few of your teammates, by the way. For whatever reason, I thought I'd start reaching out. I'm not going to try to. Too many of you are trying to invite on social media, meaning you're texting someone or emailing your team or just posting something. You guys, you have to pick up the phone, call your team, get in personal conversations with them, and get them to the meeting. You aren't just going to. You can't manage your way to the top. Leadership this is a contact sport. You've got to call people. And I've called some of your teammates and they're like, yeah, I got something else going on. I'll see if I could make it there. And I'm like, listen, you don't understand. This is a chance to change your life and your family stars forever and you're treating it like it's just another meeting. This is not just another meeting. This is the start of something tremendous. We've got so many life-changing announcements at this event. It's going to change probably the direction of you and your business. The only thing standing between you and all your dreams is your commitment level. You understand that? It's not the system, it's not the business you're in. It's, you might think, well, it's my money, it's my money isn't right now. Well, it's not right because of you if it's not right. Your commitment level is the only thing holding you back. Your commitment level, if on a scale of 1 to 100, isn't at the 100 it should be. It should. We're talking Celsius there, by the way. So you need to be all the way up and all the way on it. So many of you're jockeying 10 different things, and you're just doing it business as usual. I'm telling you, this moment in time, after being in this industry 30 years, this is a special moment. Otherwise, you wouldn't see me working like I am. There would be no reason to. I certainly don't need more income. But I do need a lot more of you to become multiple 7-figure earners to keep the legacy going and the story going. And that's what we're doing here. And you're leaving way too many of your teammates behind. I will let you know. You were hoping they were going to come, invite and hope. That's not how it gets done. You need to get on the horn, call them, and challenge their man and womanhood to get out here for this. What water park, schmotter park. If you got something else going on that weekend, put it aside. It'll be there the next week. This won't be here the next week. And guess what? Next year at convention, it's not this year's convention. This is our real launching pad right now, is what it is. Last year, we weren't even in our permanent office last year. We were just getting rolling. And now we're rolling. And so I just want to tell you, you need to up your game and get everybody here. Isn't that right, LJ? I know you you've been around a long time in this industry. How many years in the industry have you been, and what are you doing right now differently than what you did in your last career?
A great question. 20 years now. 20 years in the industry now. Yeah, can't believe it. I think this December make it 21. I lost track of time. But no, just differently, just really have an opportunity to be able to attract bigger leaders because of the opportunity advantage I have right now. So that's what I noticed, the difference being here. Remember, one thing is being in the industry, but we were in a different era as far as the buy term investor difference. That's what we know. And being here is totally different as far as learning really how the outside market work, the advanced market with the IULs, and really understand about the living benefits. So that right there made a big. When I first heard from you and John about living benefits, being at that time being 19 years, never heard of it. That really messed me up personally. So that's the big crusade I'm on right now, about really teaching our team, educating them on how that works, and really breaking down how the IUL concept really works to educate people, because I think a lot of people are misinformed on how it works, just like we were, and really not combating people, but really educating people on how to complement each other, because the goal is really doing that, and really learning and really diversifying the business, and using the opportunity of what's happening with the world today to really use that as an advantage to really move our business to the next level. But honestly, Jeff, just listening to you talking today is really focused on testing myself. How what's the most I could do here? Because when we first sat down, spoke, and I told you this is my last Raha, right? So basically, just really honing in on learning how to maximizing the compensation. So personally producing and building the team, doing both at the same time. Building a dynamic team, personally producing, building a dynamic team, core team to build up some MDs. That's my main focus. How can I get the core team to do 100, 200,000? Because it's not and when I say core team, obviously my personal, but really really building up to 100,000 with the team, and adding to that, and also looking to track other leaders that's going to come from the industries, and adding them to our team so we could go to the next level. Because my main focus and my goal right now is how can I get 10 more than that, but right now the focus is how can I get 10 solid MDs and up running $100,000 in their core team. Because I already calculated compensation, how it goes, how you can make $2 million a month with the compensation, just studying the whole plan of how to build it.
Yeah, well, I would tell you, you hit the nail on the head. We are attracting the attention of a lot of big leaders that are dissatisfied all over the industry. But I will also tell you, if that's your recruiting and building approach is just going to get people from other companies, you're missing the boat. I, I someone would have missed me, and they would have missed all the big guys in our company. If you look back at the company I came from, and believe it or not, the company LJ came from, all the top leaders in the company did not come from the financial industry. Not a one of them.
Yep.
All of them were just normal people that wanted an opportunity, that were hungry and learned our system, and they knew nothing else. So they didn't bring bad habits, old systems. They came in, were very pliable and coachable, and just went to work because they realized this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And they also brought, you know what it created? Mass excitement. Trey, you've been at the office with all my young guns lately. Tell me about the buzz, or Dan or David, any of you guys. You've been around the office, and it's a different feel, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's an electric, energetic, exciting. I remember when Armand and I were in your base shop out in Oak Brook, Illinois, and it was just people were around in different corners and crevices of the office and different rooms and meetings and stuff like. And I get there and they're excited and energetic because the youth always have this excitement and energy about possibilities, right? It's the ignorance on fire, and they look up to you and value you so much through the relationship that they got introduced to you and have an opportunity. They're not really, I see that they're not taking it for granted, which is really impressive. But then not only is it in the office, I go outside to go to my car. They're outside studying for their exams, and they're on computers outside at a table. They're in the lobby. They're on the phones, and it's just this buzz of energy and activity that's just been an infusion for the office. So it's pretty exciting.
And it's not just their age, you guys. It's the fact that they're just learning this industry. They had no idea really how this industry works. And I'm teaching them. It doesn't take long, but they're just so enthusiastic. And on the contrary, you sometimes you bring people in from the industry, and they're like, okay, we're used to selling this company's product. Why is your product better? And what about the M&E charges on that policy? And what's the comp? And it's not bad. It's just a whole different conversation. The one is like, let's go get it. You know what happened the last two BPMs? Now, I'm a little bit older than I was when I started this thing in my 20s, but I'm like, man, I've been standing up all day. I just stood up for an hour. I just need to go sit down, relax, unwind, and they're like, we're going to the eating after the meeting. We're going out for wings. And I'm like, man, the last two meetings, I had to skip the eating after the meeting. I used to do that all the time. And I just thought it was the greatest thing ever. I'd roll home so late because we'd be up dreaming together after the meetings and the trainings. And so that's what's might be missing in your business. Many of you don't even have anywhere near that going on. You might not even have an office. You don't think you need one, all this stuff. I'm promising you're not going to build it as big as you could have. That's all I got to say is you're not going to build it as big as you could have. You can still make a bunch of money. You make 400 or 500, no problem. But if you want to find like a new 3, 4, 5 people that will be with you for 20 to 30 years and become the next whatever giants of the industry that you passively make 7 figures from, you may want to just roll up your sleeves one more time, like I am. Take my lead and do this one more time. I think
Jeff, I want to say something.
Sure.
Most of the leaders will say, "Yes, I've done it. I will do it again." And just like what he said earlier, but what ignites this office is that he's saying, "I am doing it again." And that makes me and Dan and Trey and David here want to do it with him. Like, what's our excuse? So I have to bring in my A game.
You
Let's
do.
see.
I need you to collect. You guys, this is funny. Look at this. You probably haven't seen this for a while, but it's just hilarious. I'm going to show you something. Here's all of our BPM cards. People filled out from the last BPMs. These are all appointments. People come through and they're like, "Oh, I want to get a financial education. I'm interested in getting a financial education, earning a second stream of income, making a possible career change, or all of the above." And so I got all these cards, just tons and tons of them.
I only got 4, but I'm on my way.
You are on your way. You are on your way. So it's infectious. You get around it, and it's kind of fun, and it's cool. We're rusty. Look, our mozone's a little bit off, and people are a little all over the place. And there was like a tornado blowing through right at start time 2 days ago, and some of our guests turned around, but some made it through the storm. I mean, it's like this is the stuff that legends are made of. And we're just having a blast while so many people are missing it. They're just working from home. I'm just going to Zoom it. I'm just going to Zoom this thing, put a blouse on or shirt up top and shorts underneath and sit around right next to my refrigerator and television and go build a big company. Probably not. Probably not. You probably make some money, but you're not going to go build anything great. It takes you being with somebody in front of your leadership, and your leadership's got to be on great display, in person, tangible. That's why we're having this convention. We could do the convention on Zoom. We want people to get uncomfortable. We want you to see each other. We got to the office today, and Dan and David were calling each other out and having fun teasing each other in the office, Ebert and Henning, and it was fun to watch them. And I threw in a little bit and started up every once in a while. When the dust started to settle, I started up again. And but it's a good time, you know. Andre, you don't know anything about competition, do you? You don't like that type of stuff. Hey, Andre, what time is it where you are? Just so these people know that feel like you got up early.
4:50 a.m.
It's 4:50 a.m. He's in Hawaii, you guys, Andre. That's where he lives, but he's building his whole business across all the United States, Canada, soon to be Brazil, by the way.
I'm excited about Brazil, man. I already have a team. I'm gonna make 2 phone calls right after this, and
yeah,
it's
going to be pretty awesome. But he gets up what time do you get up every day, Andre, to start running your business?
Between 3:30 and 4
a.m.
Yeah.
My little one, my 11-year-old who has autism, was up running around the house with one of his devices really loud at 4 a.m, and I almost killed him because I was in my great REM sleep. And then I thought, Andre's actually started his day already. Maybe I should stop complaining, and this is my wake-up call to get up, take a walk, and get my day started. So thank you for being an inspiration, Andre. I needed that.
Hey, just one thing, Jeff, before we go. First of all, I'm so grateful for you and John for everything that you guys are doing, and to create this opportunity for us so we can win at the highest level and have a competitive business. And man, I'm so excited. My life, look, just so you guys know here, talking about change. I met Jeff 45 days ago, and my life completely shifted. Right, like I went to the office, met Jeff, and I aligned my life for this moment. After convention, I was sold a house, so I don't have a distraction. We had a Utah home. I just sold it. Talked to Jeff and made the commitment. Sold the house. Moved my mom to live with us for maybe a year or so we can really focus on traveling and building offices and doing all those things. And it's incredible the excitement that I have inside, and the not only exciting but the inspiration to build this company with all of you guys. I'm so excited about building the company, getting to meet you. And Jeff and John, thank you so much for the opportunity. It completely changed my life right now at this moment. So I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Andre. I appreciate that. And look, you guys, when he came out to see me, I was not trying to recruit Andre. All I did was tell him where I was going and how I was going to get there and what I was going to do. And by my example and by what I'm doing and where I'm going, he wanted to be part of it. Do you understand? If you're not going anywhere far, big, or fast, you're not going to attract the good ones. You'll definitely attract somebody who's got nothing going on. Maybe they're homeless. Maybe they're out there in between part-time jobs struggling. Sure, of course they'll come over and try anything. But who can you attract with your example? Just be honest to yourself right now. With the way you're living right now, the way you live, I'm not saying what you say, because some people's words are so not congruent with the way they're really living. But the way you're living right now, what type of people are you going to attract? Who's going to follow you and be like, I've got to sell my house, move in my in-laws to watch the kids, tee it up one more time, cancel this hobby, do this, do that? Who's going to do that without you telling them to, just because of who you are and where you're going right now? And if good people aren't going to do it, you need to fix that. You understand? Like, just work on that a little bit. Who you are needs to be able to attract people. The way you're living and where you're going, and you being absolutely certain about your next 5-10 moves. You being a little confused, a little up in the air, little whimsical, all over the place, not really showing up, kind of, your words and your life aren't matching up. You're just gonna miss really good people right now. But guess what? They probably aren't going to be lost. They're going to join somebody else with a bigger vision and a better work ethic and a better example. They're going to join, maybe not in this company either. They're going to join something. The good people are looking right now. I've never met more successful people that are actually looking right now for something. So you got to get on your game. If you're not on your game all the way right now, let me just challenge you. Get on your game right now. Hey, look, we'll pick our heads up after 3 years. All right. If we see where we're at, but give us 3 years, your 3 best years you've ever done in this industry. And I think your future will be taken care of. And that's why I'm giving it a little more time too. If I'm doing it, you definitely should be doing it. So happy to have all of you. I feel blessed, but I need your best. I just want to tell you, and it starts with next week's convention. I thought we'd be sold out. We're not. Let me tell you, I don't know what happened, but I don't think a lot of you called your teammates. We did like 250 new business partners last month, got recruited. 250. If they came with their spouse, we couldn't even accommodate them. We couldn't be sold. You recruited people and you don't have them come into convention. That's the problem. You've recruited people and you didn't get them to come to the convention, which is next week. You recruited people the month before and maybe you forgot to mention it, or you're too busy. You don't want to disrupt their studying for their licenses. If they miss convention, you've made a big mistake. I would rather have someone attend convention than get licensed, than recruit 10 people, than anything else in this business. The number one thing you could do to build your business is to get them to the convention. And then after that, everything else will be easier. Getting them licensed, getting them field training, getting them doing whatever you want them to do is going to become super easy after convention. They don't go to convention, it's like pushing a rope uphill. It's not that easy. It's going to bend all over the place and wiggle, and you're going to try to roll it. It's going to get muddy. It's going nowhere. And that's going to be you trying to move people that don't go to convention. So if you want to grease the skids and get your team blowing up, you got a week to do it. You got a week to do it and get people registered. We're sending out an email today to everyone who is registered with all the tips. All right, here's one thing you should do. Go to the convention. Make sure you pack some protein bars or some snacks in your bag, in your backpack when you come, and stay early, come early, stay late, meet people, like all the tips, convention tips. You're going to get how to dress, what to do. So make sure you look in your email and get that out. That'll be coming today to everyone that's registered. If you bought a bulk of tickets or a group of tickets and you've now assigned them to people, please let us know, because we're making personalized name tags. When you get there, you're going to get your lav with your name badge. And if we don't have your name tag, if we don't know you're coming, we don't have your name tag. And some of you that are new on the call, you don't even know where to go to register. Go to Ascend. Someone put it in the chat real quick, ascend2025.com, 2025.com. And if you're anywhere in the southeastern United States and you could drive here, stop everything, change your plans and drive here and get to the event. If there's a guy coming from Romania, you could come from South Carolina or North Carolina. You understand? Florida. Drive on up. It's I don't know. I just think there's no excuse not even heard of before. I don't even know their name. I can't wait to meet some of these folks at convention. So, all right, be blessed. Let's crush it all the way to convention. This month's a big month. Wait till you hear the surprises next week. It's going to be fantastic. Keep an eye on the leaders bulletin too. God bless everybody. Let's go crush it. See you next week.